in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Please welcome.
Please welcome.
Please welcome.
Welcome to the gayest podcast ever.
Hello and welcome to the gayest podcast ever. My name is Josh and I'm here with
Eric and CJ.
Hello and welcome. We're super excited to be here. I was talking earlier, I think, with CJ, and I was like, it feels like it's been a minute, but it really hasn't, right?
It's been our normal time.
No, after this special one, I don't know, 2 weeks?
2 weeks, yeah.
I know. I think maybe just a lot happened in pop culture that I want to talk about.
Falls here.
You're right. New TV's back on.
Right.
I think the Grammy eligibility period ended, so like everyone's now ramping up for who's going to be nominated. Like Signed, Sealed, Delivered. We're going to see where that takes us. But yeah, and so we just have a lot of ground to cover. We're super excited. So Eric, why don't you go ahead and let us know what's been on your mind? Boo.
Okay. So, I don't know if you guys heard, but Blake and Ryan welcome baby number 3, little baby Reynolds. We don't know the sex. They have not released it yet, but it is joining Big Sister James and other Big Sister. If I butcher those names, I apologize, but it's Inez.
Oh,
yeah. So 2 girls already?
2 girls,
so
yep.
Odds
we
are
don't know.
Probably another girl, but
I
who
hope
knows?
not. I hope I want to see a
Ben
little
and
boy.
Jen had 2 girls and a boy.
Yeah, I want to see a little boy, Blake and Ryan. I think it'd be super
I was
cute.
like, when you said Baby Boy Reynolds, I was like, what a cute name, Reynolds. And then I was like, oh no, they could not name that child Reynolds.
right?
That would be terrible.
Right.
Unless it looked like the perfect combination
Or
of
they
Blake
named
and
it
Ryan.
Blake Ryan Reynolds. How cute. You could have both
my
their
gosh.
names.
Then there'd be, I guess she probably still goes by Blake Lively.
Yeah.
So there could be a Blake Reynolds and a Blake Reynolds. It sounds so like I got money.
Yes, so statuesque.
I got money.
Well, they're both giants and golden
And beautiful
Yeah.
and just perfect to look at.
yeah, wouldn't it be terrible?
But
if
I
they're
was so excited for them. They're one of my favorite celebrity couples. So
same. We didn't even know she was pregnant for the longest
No,
time.
she came out in that yellow dress and just announced it.
Honestly, I didn't even know till today. So
Yeah, I think it was at the premiere of one of the movies or something. She came out and she was like 7 months
She was pregnant. They keep their lives pretty private. Like,
for them.
Yeah, they live in like New York somewhere, like next to Martha Stewart. Like she's like a super housewife mom.
So is it the Oscars or which show is it that they always have the son or daughter?
Golden Globes.
The Golden Globes, where they come out and they're like the trophy carrier.
Yeah,
You're right. All these
Miss
children
Golden
are going to be
Globe.
future
Oh,
Mr.
yeah.
and Miss Golden Globes. You're right.
Who was the last one? I remember when
Was it Alfred Woodward's daughter?
maybe I remember when Rumor Wilson.
I'm Rumor Willis.
Willis, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rumor Willis.
Yeah, there's been a lot of good ones. I want to say like there was a De Niro one.
Clint Eastwood's daughter's
Yeah.
done
Yes.
it. Yeah, there's been a couple.
Was Scott Eastwood ever?
I mean, that's a little sexist. Why don't we have the sons out there?
There's a Mr.
do,
Animus.
yeah.
Oh,
There's
is
one of
there?
each. There's
Oh,
one
okay.
of each. Yeah, no.
I'm usually a little drunk during that award show.
no,
so
we
I
can
probably
objectify him too. It's okay. Yeah, no.
So coming up, like maybe they'll just have all 3 come out and be
Yeah.
like,
Talk about like
Oh.
an Eastwood 2.0 that was a better version.
I feel like Ryan and Blake are gonna have like a village. I feel like they're probably having like 7 kids.
Is she Canadian or is just he?
Just him. No, she's from California. Hers, you know who her sister is, don't you? Robin Lively.
Teen Witch?
Teen Witch, yes.
Yes.
Your stupid Hocus Pocus has
absolutely.
taken over Freeform. I'm like, where is the Teen Witch?
Robin Lively?
Yep.
Yeah. What was that rap song?
Top that.
Top that.
My friend
Yes.
Stephanie, shout out to Stephanie if you're listening. You're a fan, I know.
oh my God, I've
But
never seen
she
Teen
can
Witch.
do that rap. It's
You've
so
not-
funny.
I've
You've
never
never
seen Teen Witch.
We might have to add that to the Halloween movie
Oh,
list.
so good.
You know what I would watch?
I'm yacht. You're not.
The movie version of Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
Because you know who's in that?
No.
Ryan Reynolds.
Ryan Reynolds.
is
yeah.
he?
Ryan Reynolds is the love interest of Melissa Joan Hart in the
Oh
movie
my
version of Sabrina the Teenage
God.
Witch. Oh, he's like a baby. He is like 17.
Well, that's when everyone thought Chad Michael Murray was going to be the it boy, and then here came Gosling and Reynolds out of the woodwork.
Yeah, he's like, I got 2 names. They're like, we got the same name, and we're still gonna get more than you.
Right.
Yeah. Well, congratulations, Blake and
Yes,
Ryan. We're super
congratulations.
happy for you and your beautiful family.
Let us know next time a little earlier.
If you need a manny, I'm available.
Yeah, she's like, oh, let's hire a man. That way you won't sleep with the nanny. Then Eric comes along with all of his suggestive
Hey,
ways.
Ryan.
Let me massage you.
Right.
Yeah, foot round.
You never know about Ryan.
Just
either,
part of
so-
my skills.
Oh no, you fell into me. All right, CJ, what have you been percolating on?
Well, not a whole lot. I was on vacation last week, as you boys know. My liver is now on vacation, I think, as I drink a beer. But I didn't really pay attention.
Self-care is important.
I know. I didn't really pay attention to a lot of pop culture last week. But there was one video that went viral that I saw it. I at least watched it 100 times, and I've watched it at least 20 times today since talking about it. But it's this video, so I don't know where it took place, but it's a security camera in a hair salon, and all of a sudden this deer comes just through the door, the glass breaks, it runs in, and like everyone's freaking out. I do have the video if you want to watch.
Yeah, I've not
I
seen
totally
this.
wanna watch it.
Okay, so hopefully this will work because I don't have Wi-Fi on my iPad, but I did have it queued up.
So it's running into a salon.
Oh yeah.
The deer need to get her hair
Can you
did.
imagine? You're just trying to relax, get your
Wait,
hair
are there
did?
people there?
Yeah, so here we go.
Oh yeah. Okay. Oh my God, that is crazy. And then you know it's just gonna start wailing around.
Oh, wait, it comes back around. My favorite part's the end, though.
That would be scary.
She's like, hold the door back there,
And
hold
I
the
love
door.
how all these people are still standing there. I would have been out
Wait,
there.
Oh yeah,
Here
I
it
know
comes.
her. I'm
Here it comes.
running.
Yeah, Bob
So there it
Felicia.
goes. It has someone's like flat iron wrapped around its iron.
Oh my
it's-
God.
Its antlers like started taking up like equipment from the salon.
So my favorite part though was the lady at the end. She goes, "There goes your flat iron," and the other lady's like, "It's okay, it's okay."
It can take the flat
the
iron.
wild animal's gone. It's okay.
So there was one lady that was sitting and kind of waiting her turn, and when the deer came in, it hit her hand and her leg. So she had minor injuries, but no major issues.
Okay.
Other than now, the front of your store front is demolished.
It's like a deer caught in the headlights.
Yeah, there's
I'm nervous to go to the salon on Friday now.
No, I'm going tomorrow.
there went your expensive flat iron. I'm sure.
I'll keep my flat iron at home. Everyone knows I really
Josh
need-
sold that flat iron on eBay.
Yeah, in middle school. No.
I just feel like now that because there was a lot of people watching it, I'm like, I can't wait if there's any like parodies of it or like just the memes that's gonna come out of that.
Oh, the memes for sure.
Yeah.
So that'll be fun.
Oh my gosh, that is good. That
Well, I
gave
look
me a great
forward to that
chuckle.
meme.
Yes. And so my thing that I've been really looking up everything and trying to figure out as much as I can is that a certain Canadian pop star got married, officially married, or this second marriage.
Right.
I'm still trying to figure it all out. So for those of you who haven't heard, Justin Bieber, the Biebs, got married to Hailey Baldwin. And so I just like, because I was like, didn't we already go through this? And so I did do some research, and in last September they got a marriage license.
Oh, okay.
So they had to like tie the knot officially, and then on September 30th of this year in, where was it? In North Carolina?
South Carolina. Yeah.
They did a big to-do wedding, and everyone who was anyone was there.
I heard Katy Perry was there.
Oh,
some
I
other-
didn't hear that one. I heard like
The Kardashian Jenners were there.
yeah, Usher, I heard Ed Sheeran. So it was like a big to do. And then, so those of you who don't, everyone knows who Justin Bieber is, but Hailey Baldwin, you know that last name because she's a Baldwin.
They got married in South Carolina?
South Carolina.
How
Bluffton?
ironic.
Bluffton?
So did Blake and Ryan at the location where the Notebook was.
Is that where the Canadians go to get married?
Apparently. Oh, yeah, and they're both Canadian.
Yeah.
I don't know this for a fact, but that could be where the salon with the deer.
Yes, I like how we tied this all together.
right.
Very, very well done, boys. But Hailey Baldwin is the youngest, or the daughter of the youngest Baldwin brother, Stephen. So she's not
Right.
Alec. She's not. What are some of the other
Her
ones?
cousin Ireland
Daniel.
is great. Yeah, there's Alec, William,
Oh yeah, Billy.
Billy, and all right, wait.
but William
Alec,
is-
William, Daniel, and Steven.
There it is. And so she's like a model. She's doing her thing. Fell in love with the Biebs. But so I did look. I was like, how long have they been together? Because A, Justin Bieber's 25.
Okay.
B, Hailey Baldwin is 22. Okay. No, it gets worse.
That's not bad. That's
so when I was looking up, I was like, okay, how long have they known each other? So they started dating in December 2015, but then they split in January 2016. I go, that's like 60 days. That's just a month later. Like, you have a different year, but it's
that's what you do when you're 19 and 20.
Okay. So then they reconciled in May of 2018. So 2 years later, they got back together, got engaged that July. So 2 months later.
Well, Selena wasn't taking him back.
Yeah, no,
She was like, I am done with you, Bieber.
And then, so they got engaged in July and then legally married. So I was like, he's trying to get a green card? Is he worried about Trump? Is he worried about, like, being an illegal alien in America? I don't know.
I mean, I feel like he's calmed down a lot. He doesn't bother me as much anymore.
And I love all his new music now.
I do like his music.
His music, he's come a long way. I love all of his music
The
now.
recent one with Dan and Shay, that's one of my favorites.
That 10,000 Hours?
I love it.
I listened to it once, but I'm not a big Dan and Shay fan, so I'll just listen again.
God, I love them. That's the only, country.
And the other
like.
big thing, I was like, was there a prenup? And rumors say there was not a prenup.
Well, she has money. She's a model.
So,
I mean, she don't have his money, but she's got money.
You want to know how much the Biebs is worth?
I'm afraid to ask.
In U.S. dollars. I don't know how much in loonies or toonies.
200 million.
265 million.
Okay,
Biebs.
bro.
Haley is only 3 million.
So how much is he worth Canadian?
I think there's just more.
Oh, you didn't get that figure?
Yeah, 300 loonies and toonies. But so
her dress though.
Oh, gorgeous.
Her dress. Now this is what I
Gorgeous.
needed Meghan Markle to
That's
bring.
like 5 dresses. There's so much fabric on that.
But her veil and everything, like all the
Oh,
detail.
and he looked amazing.
Like she wrote "Till Death Do You Part" in the veil, and like that, I was like, now there is a bride.
Yes. And he looked so great.
Stunning.
I was like, their stylist was on point. Their
He did
wedding
a
coat was
classic tux, so it was very
Had his hair done.
Good for Biebs.
Yeah. No, I hope it works out.
Yeah.
So do I.
We'll see. How long are we going to place money on it?
I mean,
Look what we did to Miley and Liam. I will not do it.
The fact that they went a whole year after the license and made it to the ceremony a year later is longer than some celebs have made.
Yeah,
so
and he seems to have like kind of dropped out of the spotlight. He's not as wild and crazy as he used to be.
he's just like hopping from studio to studio, dropping some duets. I like it.
Maybe she was really good for him.
Yeah.
I think Ed Sheeran was really good for him. I think like they're like great friends now.
Bro, settle down. Yeah. I like it.
Like let's smoke pot. It'll be fine.
So
In my castle in England. Yeah,
it's
cool.
So congrats to the Biebs and Haley.
Oh, and by the way, the deer was in Long Island. So
Oh, of course it was from New Jersey.
Wah.
What are there deer doing in New Jersey?
No, Long Island is not New York.
Oh, sorry.
I'm like,
But
what?
still-
Go back to geography class.
I'm terrible at that. Not my strong suit.
But he will give you the number 3 song on Mariah's debut album. Like,
Who wrote it? Produced it? Yeah.
geography,
know what?
not a topic for Josh.
right.
Everyone brings something different to bar trivia. I don't bring geography. Okay. All right. So that's our little pop culture of the week tidbits, and now we're going to jump into our main topics, and we're going to talk about someone who has been in the spotlight for 30 years.
Long
Quite a
time.
while.
30 plus years.
Quite, yeah. 1981 was the film debut.
Ooh, tell us more, Eric. Tell us more.
You guys, this drama with Demi Moore, she is in the spotlight, and I cannot stop reading about this. She just released her new memoir. She got into detail about her marriage to Bruce Willis, into her marriage to Ashton Kutcher. Kind of a little scandalous what happened there. But I'm going to take it back. Let's start at the beginning.
Take it back.
So she started with her film debut in this movie called Choices in 1981. I could not barely even find any information on Wikipedia about it.
Sorry.
Bad choice.
Right. So then she went on next to star in General Hospital, as most actors do.
I did not know she started in the soaps.
From 82 to 83. She started as Jackie Templeton. And then she got her Brat Pack fame.
Yes.
So she had a movie, St. Elmo's Fire, in
Love.
1985.
She was a drug addict in it, right?
And she had a personal sponsor with her that whole movie.
Wow.
Because the director wanted her to sober up because she was addicted to cocaine.
In real life and
in real life. So, and that was what her character was all about in the movie. Yeah.
It's good.
That's
if you've not seen
method
St.
acting.
Elmo's Fire.
Right. And that's
So good.
she stated in her memoir that she had not slipped from then until she started dating Ashton.
Okay, method acting. Go on.
Right. So after that, she started in About Last Night with Rob Lowe. There's been talk about a tryst there, a one-night stand.
So I gotta say that's number 2 film with Rob Lowe, because
Right.
he's in St. Elmo's Fire.
And then came 1990's Ghost, when she received her first Golden Globe nomination.
I mean, Ghost is
And
iconic.
You
Right.
guys,
You can't
Molly,
be Ghost.
you in danger, girl.
Molly, you in danger.
Somebody should have told her that when she was
Sam,
with
wait.
Ashton
No.
and hanging with P. Diddy.
Yeah.
Like, not a good combination.
Demi, girl, you in danger.
Yeah.
As much as I don't want it to happen, I'm so surprised that they've not tried to do a Ghost remake.
Oh, yeah.
Of all the remakes that they've done.
They
like,
can't.
Yeah.
That song, everything. But she had a bunch of hits after that.
Yeah.
She was in A Few Good Men, Indecent Proposal with Robert Redford, where she gets paid $1 million to spend the night with him. And Woody Harrelson is her love interest. Disclosure with Michael Douglas.
Oh, wait. Time out. I've never seen that one.
What?
But Indecent Proposal.
You've never seen it?
No,
it's a good
but
one.
wait. She's married to Woody Harrelson, and she's getting paid to sleep with Harrison Ford?
No, Robert Redford is a millionaire, and he
Oh,
wants her for
Robert
one
Redford.
night, and then he offers them $1 million in Vegas. I mean, worse
Okay.
things have happened in Vegas, Josh, for $1 million.
No, Robert Redford in the early 90s, I'm sure, was still
Right,
a dreamboat.
Right. And then Now and Then classic. Love that movie.
Oh, love Now and Then.
And then she kind of just fell off a little bit. She did a movie with Cher, or produced with Cher and Sissy Spacek.
If These Walls Could Talk.
If These Walls Could Talk, she
Was it
got
HBO?
HBO got her second Golden Globe nomination. Then Striptease and G.I. Jane were there, and that's when she was like at her peak, and she was getting the
making
most
money.
$12 million a movie.
She was the highest paid actress in
Yeah.
Hollywood, right?
And
I
then-
remember when Striptease came out in G.I. Jane, that was big paydays for her.
So was this
for women?
about the time, though, with that iconic magazine cover?
Vanity Fair, yeah.
Oh, when she was pregnant.
Oh no,
Pregnant.
that was like that was
That
when
was
she was
early
with
90s.
Oh, early.
That was when she was married to Bruce still.
But, so was that rumor that she was pregnant with?
I believe it was Scout. I believe it was the
Oh,
second
I don't
one.
know.
Because then
All I know, rumor.
her mother redid that cover, and that was a whole scandal.
Demi Moore's mother redid it?
Yeah, but she didn't have the best relationship with her mother. That's one of the things she talks about in her memoir, is that at 15 she was raped by a man who claimed that he paid her mother to have access
That's
to rape
right.
her.
I just read that.
Yeah.
Heartbreaking.
So sad. And then she did the movie Bobby with her current husband, Ashton Kutcher. And
They did a movie together?
It was produced by her former fiance, Emilio Estevez.
They're just keeping a tight-knit circle there.
Gordon
Right.
Bombay.
Mighty
Quack,
Ducks.
quack,
Mighty Ducks.
But she was married to Bruce Willis from 1987. They had 3 daughters, Rumor, Scout, and Tallulah.
87 to what?
87 to their divorce was finalized in... They announced their separation in 98. It was finalized in 2000.
Wow.
So about 11
So
years.
like the prime decade of her career, she was with Bruce.
Bruce, yeah.
And he was also, I mean,
it was huge. That
he
they
was
did
Die Harding.
They did Planet
like-
Hollywood together with
Oh,
Sylvester Stallone and
you're
Arnold
right.
Schwarzenegger.
Oh
she
my
was the
God, I forgot
it
Planet
girl of the
Hollywood.
90s. Like,
Yeah.
Demi was... And then remember when she shaved her head for G.I. Jane? And
Yes.
when she did strip
But and everyone was
ripping
okay
off
with
her
it.
clothes,
Like she like shaved her head and was like,
she
oh,
looked
this
good.
works.
Well,
It's like her
I-
pregnancy.
gorgeous, that
Vanity
face.
Fair shoot, yeah.
I liked her short hair anyways, especially
yeah.
in
Like
Ghost.
that ghost.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was a Demi. It was like the Rachel of like the late
Right,
80s,
yeah,
like,
everyone was
I
trying
want
to
the
do
Demi
that.
Moore, and they're like, oh, you don't have the face for it.
But like, yes, she started, I guess, like drinking again with Ashton. Then there were all these rumors of his infidelity. She basically found out about one because she got a Google alert, and she called him right away and asked him, and he admitted it. She claimed it was because they started having threesomes in the bedroom because she was trying to please him, and that kind of just opened all the lines and blurred everything. And
How long were her and Ashton married? 'Cause
they-
they were together for a long time.
they were together. Like, I think they started dating in 2003.
And what was the age difference again?
He was 15 years her junior, and then they got married in 2005. They split up in 2011, and then it was finalized in 2013.
15 years is not really that big a deal. I mean,
No, men do it all the time with
Oh,
women.
yeah.
Like, come on.
Yeah, I mean, my parents are both 14 years apart. So, yeah, that's not bad at all.
Yeah, no. And
Maybe when you get really older, though. When
but she
one
went down
you-
a such a dark path after that.
Yeah.
And I think
Yeah,
he
you didn't
kind of
hear
broke
about-
her. And like her daughters and her stopped talking for a while, and she had to go
Really?
back to rehab and like get her life back on track. And then they did this like memoir thing, and now it's so funny to see the reactions. Like Ashton had tweeted that he was gonna post this tweet, but then he looked at his wife Mila Kunis and their 2 children, and he just deleted it and was like, I'm not gonna get caught up in all these headlines. But she did give him the heads up that this was coming out. But still, I mean, nobody wants their past aired out.
Because Ashton was super close with her daughters.
Yeah.
They were like a tight knit, and I think even like
they were closer in age.
Even when like I want to say like Bruce Willis, Demi Moore, and Ashton Kutcher, and all the kids like had like a functioning relationship.
Oh, they were a modern family.
They were like, yeah, like we can make this work. Like we're all gonna be civil. Like
she miscarried her and Ashton Kutcher's baby at 6 months. She was pregnant with a little girl, and I think her name was supposed to be Charity or something like that. But yeah,
because she was probably older, so it was more higher risk pregnancy. But oh man, that
but
I mean,
I wish her well. I've always liked Demi. I thought she was a good actress.
Love Demi Moore.
That beautiful black hair, long or short. I mean, do you? I hope you make a comeback, girl.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I still love striptease.
Right.
And her daughter was in that with her, wasn't she? I think her daughter in the film was one of her actual kids.
Rumor has like an acting career.
Yeah.
Rumor's made a little career of her own.
Yeah.
And I love that name, Rumor. That's great.
Rumor has it.
Rumor, Tallulah, and
Scout.
Scout.
I like the name Scout.
That reminds me of
and then Bruce Willis went on to get married. He had 2 more daughters, so they have
Did
2
he have
little
twins
sisters
or something.
No, Evelyn and I believe Mabel, I want to say. But they're younger. But
And Bruce is still looking good these
Bruce
days.
is still looking good.
Yeah, that shaved head.
Whatever they were taking early on in their
They were like a hot little couple, back in their day.
I'm sure they were like American. They were.
I think Bruce got some of the potion from Death Becomes Her and snuck it back.
Well, they were both like at the height of their careers when they were married.
They're lucky their marriage survived that long, because like you hear a lot about like celebrities that are both very high profile doing these movies, they're on set, they're not away from their family, away from their spouse. It's really hard.
Yeah.
And if for them both to survive, I mean, Armageddon came out in '97. That was Bruce Willis.
God,
That was a big one for him.
And I mean, to think of all that she's gone through, like that she's talked about in this memoir, like that's a hard road to go down. And
yeah, she still looks fabulous.
She was on Jimmy Fallon the other night. She was cracking me up.
Oh my god,
she was so hilarious.
Was it producer Chad that sent us the video of the Jimmy Fallon where they were with like the lawyers, and it was Demi Moore, Jimmy Fallon,
and it was somebody else.
And there were 2 other guys.
Maybe producer Annie knows.
Yeah, no, but yeah. So she's looking great, looking fabulous, and well, thanks Eric for talking about Demi Moore.
No problem.
Anything else anyone want to talk about Miss Moore?
I just hope that she, once this memoir comes out, I think now that she's in the public eye again, that maybe she'll do some roles, and
everybody loves a comeback.
Yeah.
I mean, I just keep thinking about people that have just come back in their early years and how well they've done, like Jessica Lange and people like that. Like that could be our Demi one day,
right?
Yeah. No, gorgeous, beautiful, talented. Do it, girl. All right, and so CJ, you're gonna kind of turn the dial a little bit more.
Turn the beat.
Well, we've actually been talking about families and
yeah,
how sometimes they're very, very together and functional, and sometimes they're not. So I'll turn it over to you, buddy.
So first of all, I have to say this was like the best to not have to research anything before I came in for this. It's like I get to talk about personal stuff today. So like I said earlier, I did go home last week to Kentucky and visit friends and family. And while I was there, I got to spend a lot of quality time with my mom, which probably hasn't happened in, I would say, years. Because my dad's retired. They have 3 adopted kids that are in their teen years. Usually when I'm home, there's people around, and there's a lot of people around. So this time when I was able to go, all my nieces and nephews is what I call them. They were all in school and after school programs. And then my dad ended up going back to work just because he gets bored laying around at home, I guess, all day. So it was just me and my mom for like 2 days straight. And it was the absolute best. I think I've not had that much fun with my mom in quite a while. But the whole time we were together, she kept referencing RuPaul, quoting RuPaul, talking about trans lives matter and all these other gay issues. And I'm like, my mother has come along so far since when I came out. And so that's why I want to talk about today was coming out stories with our families and friends and whatnot, especially since this Friday, October 11th, is National Coming Out Day. We thought it'd be a great time. But for me, I came out at 18. Actually, I was 17. I was 2 weeks from my 18th birthday. My parents did not react well to it at all. I ended up moving out of my house on my 18th birthday. My parents were, they still are very strong in their Christian faith. They go to church several times a day. They help out in their church a lot. But for me to have that moment with my mom and just look back at how far she's come, obviously I'm married now. My parents love Steve to death. At some point there was this transition, and it was just very... I did get very emotional at some point this weekend to just think about how far my parents have come, and that doesn't always happen to people that come out. Sometimes they have great experiences. They have very supportive parents. Sometimes they don't, and sometimes people aren't as lucky to have their parents really do sort of a 180 like my parents did. But so, what about you guys? What about when you came out? How did your families feel?
Oh, my experience was a little bit different. I
think we all have really 3 different experiences.
I came out a little bit later in life. As both of you know, I was previously married to a woman.
You were? I've never heard this. I'm joking.
But I mean, we're friends now, and everything's good and worked out the way it should have. She's remarried and has 2 boys. But my oldest brother is gay as well, and he came out in the 80s, and it was a very different time. My parents did not really react the best when he came out, and he had a son at the time, and that was a whole different kind of situation. He lost a lot of friends, so that kind of scarred me when I was little. I saw that, how my parents reacted to everything. When I ended up getting divorced, so that was kind of when I was just like, you know what, I'm done with this. I just want to be myself. I'm sick of living this lie. It's just you bury it for so long, like, and try and convince yourself it's so true. But then, I just ripped the Band-Aid off and pretty much came out to everyone in a week. My parents were the last people I told.
And how old were you?
I was 27.
So, and when did you get married?
When I was 25.
Okay, so 2 years.
Yeah. We were... It wasn't a very long marriage. We were like college sweethearts. We were together for so long. It was just like the next step. Everyone, I wanted to be, quote, normal. And then, so I came out at 27, ripped the Band-Aid off. Parents were the last ones I told. My dad just asked me if I was happy, and my mom just kind of cried and said, why am I the last one to find out? And I was like, you're the hardest one to tell. And then my gay brother was standing in the corner going, well, this is bullshit. Right? And then, and then, a couple years later, 2 or 3 years later, I met Dan, and then we got married, and I'm sure he just loved that I found somebody, and then gay marriage became legal, and it was just so great. But it was a hard time, but I think I handled it with grace, and I got through it, and I couldn't be happier.
So your family was very supportive. How about friends? Did you lose friends? Or?
No, I did not. All of my friends were super supportive. I think a lot of my relationships strengthened because I came out. One of my very good friends, Michelle, said to me, like, is this why you think that you were so angry all the time? Like, you were holding the secret in, and like I would just like snap at the drop of a hat. And a lot of people that I was around would say that I was gay, and you just fought it the whole time. Like, no, I'm not. Like, don't say that. Blah blah blah.
Yeah, and I totally get that anger, that snap. You're always on the defense.
Right,
always on the defense. You're never playing offense.
Right, and but I mean, now I couldn't even imagine going back.
Oh, no.
And it's a lot different these days for like kids to come out.
Like, so what year was this? Do you?
I think I came out in 2011 because I was just thinking, like, God forbid, if anything were to happen to somebody I love, that they would never get to know the true me. So I came out like April of 2011. Because I think we decided to get a divorce, April 9th. And
wow, you wasted 0 time.
Oh, yeah, no. By April 18th, I was out.
Yeah.
And then...
when Eric has his mind made up about something, it is done. Like,
it is. Yeah, I was like, I just, and I did the whole bi thing, It's the bypass to Gayville.
Yeah.
I was like, but no, I'm gay. And, yeah, I couldn't imagine going back, and... I'm so happy that, everything worked out the way it is.
And so, obviously, Josh and I have met your parents, especially your wedding. And, now your parents, they were good to begin with, but what kind of relationship do you have now?
They like Dan better than they like me.
Yeah, same story for me.
Everything is about Dan. Everyone just loves Dan.
This is hilarious. I literally texted Spencer a screenshot of my family text message from an event this last weekend, and I was like, I think my family's gonna like you more than they like me.
Oh, it is so annoying.
I just let it go.
You have to, right?
Sure. Be the favorite.
Good luck.
Right.
But
heavy is the crown.
But I wanted everyone to know, and then, it's fortunate I did, because my brother, that is the older than me, ended up passing away a year later, and I'm so glad that he got to know that about me, because I don't think I could have lived with that.
Yeah, that's so good.
What about you, Josh?
So I guess like I started coming out in college, and so that was like 2007. I was 21 when I first told my friends in college that I was gay, and then after graduation, actually I told my sister. She came out to visit one weekend in college, and I told her. But it was super funny because we're at MSU for a homecoming, and I saw this photo. I was like, oh my god, this is me at homecoming, and this is me now. And I sent a side by side my friend. They're like, you're so much happier now, look how stiff you are,
Right.
look how crazy. And you don't even realize that you're
Right.
carrying all this. And I know why. It was because my parents came that weekend, because I was on homecoming court, and my parents were there that weekend, so like I had to hide a huge part of myself. And the entire time I was terrified that, because I was out to all my friends by that point in college, and so I was terrified something was going to be said and my parents would be like, wait, what? And I would accidentally get outed. So I was like, it made total sense once I realized. But so I graduated in 2008. I told Tiffany before I graduated, and then my other sister flew in for my graduation, and I made sure to get her alone, and I told her, because I wanted to tell her in person. And then that was May, and then I told my parents that October.
How'd your parents react?
Friday, October 3rd, after a case of Bud Light between me and
You
my
told
mom.
your parents on Mean Girls Day?
Oh my god! Yeah. Well, it's also my godfather.
Were they like, you
it's my
can't-
godfather's birthday, so that's how I always remember it.
Were they like, you can't sit with us?
No, what's even worse is I told one aunt, and I was like, oh, and I was like, I'd tell you something, and I told her, and she's like, we gotta tell your mom right now, and I was like, oh shit, I'm coming out to my parents, and I was easily 8 to 10 Bud Lights in, and we were in the fire, and I was like, Mom, I have something to tell you, and she's like, are you gay? I go, yes. And it was like, and she's like, wait, what? And it happened. Then she's like, get your father out here. And I was like, Dad, I'm gay. He's like, okay. My dad was way easier than my mom about it. And then, because we were clearly a 12-pack of Bud Light in, the next morning we had to sit down on the couch. And
We had to sit down.
had it sober. And, she's like, well, I love you. And, I was very supportive. And, like, I'm not disowning you or anything like that. And then the other thing she said, I'll never forget as long as I live, Glee was out at this time. And she goes, you're not going to, like, are you, like, dating, like, a Kurt Hummel? Like, am I going to have to,
You're just going to bust into song.
Yeah, and I was like, no, that's not going to happen. I'm not dating anyone. Like, and she was just like, I just don't know how to, how I would do or say. I was like, we don't get a handbook on this either, Mom.
Right.
Like,
So your sister Tiffany was the first one you told?
of the family.
Do you remember the first person you told?
Jenny
Yes.
Ecclestone.
Who? Wait, who?
I go, my girlfriend Jenny.
And who'd you tell?
Kristen Sewell. She was actually one of my girlfriends in high school, and she's not stupid.
Are we talking about like girlfriend or hey girlfriend?
No, like
No, mine's a hey girlfriend.
I told my cousin Jennifer first, and like
okay.
if I wouldn't have, she would have had my head on a platter.
So what's funny is I was very shy in high school, to most people, not my close friends. But after I came out and my friends started seeing me, like after graduation, one of the first things they said was, wow, you act so different. You're so much more outgoing now. You seem to be living your best life. And I really do think, like what you said earlier, like, once you get that off your shoulder and you stop giving a fuck what anyone thinks, and
Well, you're not hiding
It
anything.
feels like you're
not-
coming above water, like you can just breathe.
When I say live your most authentic life, I know I say it often. It is because it's you. For a good portion of my life, I did not live my most authentic
Right,
life.
same.
You live in the closet. You live constantly in fear that someone's going to uncover this deep, dark secret about you and just upheave your entire life. So if you live your truth, if you live this, embodiment of like who you truly are, that's when good things start to happen to you and good people come in your life, and you're not in fear.
Yeah, and I felt like I never really had anything to say because everything I wanted to say, I couldn't. Because basically I'd want to talk about, the boy over there that's really cute, or I watched this.
Bravo shows.
Right.
I get it.
Bravo wasn't on them, but still. I did come out in high school back in the late 90s.
Oh, no.
So I didn't have a whole lot to go by. Will and Grace was just getting started.
Yeah, I didn't watch Will and Grace till just a couple years ago because I was in fear of watching Will and Grace. People would think I was gay.
Yeah, and
so therefore I couldn't enjoy something I really wanted to watch because I was like, oh, you watch Will and Grace, you're gay. Like, so like it was. Oh, another thing is like I was like, oh, boy bands are stupid. Hell no, I loved every chord those boy bands hit. How beautiful they were. How their melodic harmonies.
I feel like I did miss out on so much because I came out so late. Like I would have had so much fun. Like.
So
in my younger years.
Would you do anything different knowing what you know now with how everyone reacted?
I definitely would have came out earlier. I would have never married my ex-wife. We've had that discussion, me and her. We did what everybody else wanted us to do, and we were trying to like feel normal. I definitely would have came out and like we probably would have just had a nice, smoother transition, into being friends. Obviously there were some years there where things weren't so great, but
yeah, because I mean, you also you're saying you married someone and you also kept this huge part of yourself secret, and I get how that's hard, but at the exact same time, like it was also a different time. It was
in our culture, like now, especially we go to bars and stuff, and there are married straight guys at bars all the time, trying to like they're out for the night and they're just looking for this like hookup, and I'm like that could have been me married in Livonia with 5 kids, like.
Yeah.
Or, if you had to come out so much later in your life after you missed all your youth,
missed
it would have been
everything.
horrible. For me, I go back and forth on whether or not I would change anything because I do think my experience of coming out, I did not choose to come out. I was definitely outed. And to me, it was such a rough time. But it really showed me like how strong I was and how independent I had to become, because there was a moment I didn't live with my parents. I was lucky enough to have a friend from high school who had come out to his mom, and she was very supportive. And so once I moved out, she was like, "We've got a spare bedroom." She's like, "We're not going to let you be homeless."
That's amazing.
But I had to go get a job, and literally like it's my senior year of high school. I should be having the time of my life, and here I am. I'm worrying about how I'm going to pay for college. I definitely wanted to have money because all my friends are going out and having a good time, and here I was like struggling basically. But I think it made me who I am today. And so would I change anything? No. The circumstances, maybe. It was very difficult for me to deal with my parents not being as accepting up front, and it was years. I mean, until I met Steve, which was basically 10 years ago, was really the first time that my parents really showed any support whatsoever. So there were a large part of my life that I just didn't even talk about, guys I was dating or what I was doing on the weekends, because I felt like my parents didn't want to know. I think for my parents, at least for my mom, I think the death of her mother really turned things around, because it was about that year that she started becoming a little more supportive, asking questions, especially talking about Steve. So I think she just realized, you know what? Fuck this. Like, life is too short. This is my son. I'm an only child other than the 3 adopted kids that my parents have now. But I think she just realized this is not worth it. This is my son, and I love him, and I should love him unconditionally. I would love that if everyone had that experience with their family, or even the experiences that you guys had. But unfortunately, it's not the case. And if someone's listening and they've come out and their family's not supportive, you got to make your own family. Family, it's a luck of the draw there. We're born into that. We don't get to choose that at all. But make friends, make your own family. Say, fuck it. If you're not supporting me, I'm going to go find someone who will.
Find your sisters.
Yes. Find your sisters.
Sisters?
But yeah, so anyone listening, if there's lots of sources and resources and websites and phone lines. If you're struggling, start, local, go up to national. There's so many phone numbers,
There's so much resources
so
now.
many. So if you're struggling, you have questions, find the help. There's always someone out there.
And
Really
as
believe
cliche as it has really become, it really does get better.
It does.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you're going to have adult problems, but that's
Yeah.
life.
All of us have to go to work.
Yeah.
Yep. But yeah.
Let's turn the beat around.
Let's lighten the mood. Give me more.
Oh, Gimme Moore. Well, we've already talked about Demi Moore. We've already talked about...
So today's about Canadians, Moors. No. South Carolina.
No. So what my topic is, and I really was just thinking about, like, anyone who knows me, loves me, I love some pop music of the late 90s, early 2000s. That's my jam. That's my scene. And I was thinking about the girl who always gets left behind.
People probably think we're about to talk about Britney because we were saying give me more.
Oh, no. Everyone loves Britney.
Talking about the stepsister.
Brittany did not get left behind.
All right, so if like Britney's Cinderella and there's two ugly stepsisters, this poor girl is like one of like the mice or the birds, like making her dress. But you know what?
She's look at her now.
Yes, exactly. So I'm talking about one Miss Mandy Moore.
I mean, yes, Miss Mandy. I
Yes.
binge watched This Is Us last night just so I could be all prepared for today.
So Mandy Moore was born April in 1984. So
Oh, she seems so much younger than that.
no, she's only a year older than me.
That's 2 years younger than me. That's
Yeah.
Okay, Mandy.
Yeah. So Mandy was definitely the youngest of like,
That whole like
when I talk about
yeah.
like the pop princesses, it's Britney, Christina, Jessica, Mandy.
And Jessica and Mandy are like two of the most successful ones now. Just saying.
Well, and so if you think about and I found this and I was like, God, this is so fascinating because I was like really like trying to figure out how
like
they
a
all.
novel over there.
Wow.
Well, because this is super, super interesting. So Mandy Moore first burst out in the scene in 1999.
Okay.
So her debut single was Candy, August 1999.
Everyone remembers
Yes.
Candy.
I love that song so much.
Na, 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 na.
So I'm so glad you said the year because it did confirm. The first time I saw Mandy Moore open up for the Backstreet Boys, and it was 1999, and I was like,
I think I started the
"Who
Kringle
is
jingle."
this?"
Oh, Mandy had the best tour. She
Yeah.
did both NSYNC and Backstreet.
And
she
I was-
had all the exposure. It was her fame to lose.
Only song I knew was Candy, but I was like, yeah, let's get it, Mandy.
So I went back and I looked. So Baby One More Time by Britney came out in December of 98. Okay. Then Christina Aguilera released Genie in a Bottle in June of 99. Okay. Then in August of 99, Britney released Sometimes, Mandy released Candy, and Jessica Simpson released I
Want to Love You Forever.
Yeah.
So in August of 1999, it was just like, let's do this.
That was the
for-
beginning of my senior year. Yeah, that was the
Well,
best year.
Let's put this pop music in overdrive, okay? So Candy, it peaked at number 41. Oh, poor Mandy. But then she released the next year her sophomore album. She was like right at it. I Want to Be With You.
Yes.
Which was from the Film Center stage, which is actually her top charting single.
So Candy was also on that.
So I think what she did is she released I Want to Be With You as a sophomore album, and she did like some remixes on there.
So-
She had some other shit.
Because Center Stage is one of my favorite movies ever, and it was when they were in
I
the.
have never seen this movie.
We've
my.
never seen. Oh, we're watching that. It's one of my favorites too. It's got Zoe Saldana,
yeah.
Oh my.
Peter Gallagher.
So
Oh, yeah.
it was in the
What,
scene.
whatever her name is. Did she do all the Pop Princess movies? Wasn't she in
Probably.
Britney's
She was in
Crossroads?
She was in
Crossroads.
Crossroads.
Yeah.
She was just tagging along, but she's like, I don't sing, I just act.
But Candy was played when she was in the New York dance studio, the hip one when she's like. When they're
I
like,
don't remember Candy being in I Want to.
oh, it was at the beginning, and they're like doing all the dance moves, the squats, and I don't know what they're called. And I
nice.
used to be a dancer,
You
but
clearly watched Making the Video.
Yeah. But so Mandy from 1999 2000, like that's like the peak of her musical prowess. So
Oh, that was it.
Yep. But flash forward, so now she starts in 2001. She makes her film debut. It was a voice role in Dr. Dolittle 2.
Oh.
But then she hit Princess Diaries. She was Lana.
yes.
Sidekick. Go ahead.
Oh, she was the mean
Mean
girl.
Girl.
Whatever.
She was the mean girl.
Oh, I loved her as the
Yeah,
mean girl.
but
and
then
Saved.
the next year she was Jamie Sullivan in A Walk to Remember.
Everyone knows A Walk to Remember. And her and Shane
Guys.
West are still like besties.
Don't
Oh
even
my
talk about it
gosh.
because I'm about to cry.
right?
Like,
And
about that movie ending. I didn't see it coming. I was like, what are you talking about?
She was dying of cancer and you didn't see the ending coming.
They didn't talk about it until like the end, though, when he was like, oh, you have to tell him. Like, I was like, what?
When she had like her death list.
Yeah, and I was
Her bucket list?
Two places at once.
Oh, that's the best. And you put her on the state line.
Yeah.
I'm seriously going to bust into tears.
If that doesn't make you cry, you're heartless. She won a VMA for that.
Yeah, she did.
Yes, she did. And well deserved.
So Walk to Remember came out in 2002. And then she went on to do like a bunch of films, a lot of independent ones like Saved.
That's one of my other ones.
Saved is an amazing movie.
It's so good. If you've not watched Saved, it's got Macaulay Culkin, Mandy
That was
Moore,
awesome, Hilary
Jenna
Faye.
Malone. Oh.
Again, she played like the bitch, like
Yes.
the mean girl bitch.
In fact, she talks about how she was really nervous about getting typecasted as this villainous character, and she's like, "That's not me at all." But like,
Love that
She's like the
movie.
sweetest
Yeah.
person on earth.
Yeah.
My favorite line from that movie is when she throws the Bible at her general. Is like, "This is not a weapon. Like the Bible's not a weapon." I was like, "Oh, that's too transcendental. That's too good." But then she went on to do Chasing Liberty, which was like the president's daughter movie
Yes.
that everyone did that year. Katie Holmes.
Yeah,
did
Katie
it,
Holmes
too.
did it, yeah.
Yeah. So both of them bombed because it was like
First daughter, whatever.
Yeah, yep.
Seen it.
Yeah, but she did. Then she did a bunch of married, I'm gonna get married movies. License to Wed with Jim Halpert and Robin Williams. Because I Said So with Diane Keaton.
Which was amazing. I love that movie.
Yeah,
It is one of my Sunday favorites.
I love Diane Keaton.
And Lauren Graham and that Piper girl.
Oh, Piper Peeraboo
Yes.
from Coyote Ugly.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
And then she also, I put 47 Meters Down. That was 2017. But
never
that was the
even
shark
seen it.
movie, like, the scary shark movie. And then movie wise, she's got a new one coming out this year called Midway, and it's like generating like the Oscar buzz because it's about like World War I or II. It's got Nick Jonas in it, so I was like,
Well, okay. You got
my interest is
vote.
peaked. Yeah, he's in a bomber jacket. I was like, yes, do it for your country. And she also was the voice of Rapunzel in Tangled, which
I love.
Yeah, and I Saw the Light or I See the Light or whatever was nominated for an Oscar. So she was at the Oscars, the Academy Awards singing.
Look at all these nominations. Wasn't she nominated for a Golden Globe for This Is Us?
So then in 2016, she started as Rebecca Pearson in the NBC show This Is Us, which everyone knows also makes you cry every week. She just must love making people cry.
That Ron Howard, he's a good... He does that show, doesn't he? He's the
don't
one that
know.
did Parenthood, too. Yeah, they make you cry every time, but you just
So,
can't stop watching.
I've
I
not
thought Jason
seen.
Katims did Parenthood.
I've not watched one episode of This Is Us.
No? What? Oh.
I am so terrified that I'm just going to end up crying.
You
Oh,
cried
you
every
will.
episode.
Oh, no, you'll cry, for sure.
And then there are some episodes like, oh, I'm not gonna cry in this one, and then they like this random side character, and you're like, I wasn't even expecting to make me cry.
Yeah.
Like, love it. But so she has been nominated for the Golden Globe Award for Best Supporting Actress. She was just recently nominated for the Emmy for Primetime Lead Actress in a Drama, and she's technically won 2 Screen Actors Guild Award for an ensemble drama. So they all won that, so she got that one. And just this year in 2019, she was given a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
It only took her 20 years.
Yeah, but like she's just she's living her best life. I found the information I wanted to say earlier.
Oh, tell me.
All right, so
Tell me more.
I have it. The Battle of the Pop Princesses. So Mandy Moore, Candy debuted on 8/17/1999. Her current net worth is $10 million.
Okay.
So she's living her best life. Jessica Simpson debut I Want to Love You Forever released on August 31st, 1999. Her net worth is $200 million.
Jessica Simpson? Well,
Yeah.
yeah, she's got that Macy's shoe.
Yeah.
She's on QVC now. She's doing everything.
Yeah, she's
The bitch just
sold,
dropped 100 pounds, too. She looks great.
Yeah, she sold over 14.5 million records. Mandy's sold like 5-ish million records.
Do you guys remember that show? Was it Punked? Maybe it was Punked. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ashton Kutcher. We'll talk
Yeah.
about
Yeah,
it.
I do
She
remember-
was on there because Dax Shepard was like one of the main actors that no one
Yeah.
knows who Dax was. at
No,
the
that was
time.
before Dex was
Yeah.
big.
And I think she was doing something where she was supposed to be helping this family out.
In
and
a mobile home.
It
or
was a
something?
mobile home.
Yes. I remember this.
And she they had it so she accidentally pulled a lever and this giant like steel beam fell and just crushed the house.
Was she devastated?
She was devastated. She
Did
didn't
she cry?
Justin Timberlake cry, but she was
But
devastated.
there was like a little boy or girl. There was like Daddy, where are we going to live?
I love it.
And she was just like, she was in tears, and you could just tell that she was thinking, okay, how much do I have in my bank?
Right.
How many albums did Candy sell again?
Right.
But yeah, then Christina, Genie in a Bottle was released on June 22nd, 1999. And for Christina, I mean, she's got the 5 Grammys.
How much is she worth?
160 million.
Okay, so Jessica's still more.
Yep.
Well, Jessica has her makeup, her
I always
Yeah.
said from the beginning, Jessica's
her
the
fashion
best.
line.
I mean, and then there's, Britney. So she released, hers was in 98. She was the first. But then sometimes came out later. She also has 1 Grammy. But she's got 25 MTV awards.
Right.
Well, who is shocked by this information?
I was like, when I was going through her awards, I was like, what's the 25 one? I go, MTV, of course.
Right.
Video music. But she's an icon.
She does great videos.
She's an entertainer.
Yeah. She's only worth 56 million.
Well, it's really funny, though.
Because she pays Kevin Federline on that child support every month.
yeah. And she doesn't have that voice money that Christina had for those years.
Well, it's funny that Britney and Christina were like the
Top two.
Top two, and now they're the only ones who really stick to singing, whereas Jessica
And Vegas
and
shows.
Mandy kind of moved on to other avenues.
They were
And-
like, we gotta diversify.
right.
We became entrepreneurs.
Yeah, Mandy's
Yes.
more successful as an actress, and then Jessica has her fashion line.
Yeah. But I would be remiss if I didn't say, if you don't go on Spotify or Apple Music or wherever you listen to music and listen to the Wild Hope album by Mandy Moore, you are missing out, because it is one of my favorite albums of all time. I love it. It's the album she wrote after she broke up with Zach Braff, and it is phenomenal. I love it. It was the one she produced with the Pixies. It's that very it's 2007-ish, and it's just that good kind of folky acoustic pop vibe.
So around 2001, 2002, she had a cover album.
2003 Coverage. I made
and
Spencer listen to it.
that is by far my favorite Mandy Moore album.
Yeah, it's good. I mean, they never
I
sold
don't
anything,
have a favorite Mandy Moore.
but Mandy doing her thing. But yeah. And speaking of Mandy, she wrote this breakup album with Zach Braff. Girls had some exes. Girls.
Oh, she's dated some people.
She's dated some people. I
Well,
mean,
look at her. She's gorgeous.
She just got divorced and remarried.
So Ryan Adams was her first husband. They were married from 2009 to 2016. Ryan Adams. But she says he was emotionally abusive.
I feel like her career was non-existent during those years.
Right.
I didn't even see her.
He was really bad, it sounds like. But she just recently got married to Taylor in 2018. I don't really know him a whole lot about him other than he makes her happy.
Right.
And she's got new music out, and I really like it. It's really good. So
I
take a
feel like
listen to
she's
that.
just hitting her.
I-
She's there right now.
Yeah.
We just talked about her at the Emmys.
Yeah.
How she was the only one within that pink and red
Yeah.
outfit that
Goes
did
off
anything.
the shoulders,
Yeah. And just a couple other people I want to talk about that she dated before we end the show. So she did date, I don't know if you guys remember, Brian McFadden. He was at
The
MTV.
blonde, right?
Yeah, MTV.
He was blonde. He looked kind of like Nick Carter, but he did.
Yes.
Yeah, I know. what
That's
you're talking
exactly him. So they dated for a while, and because remember Mandy Moore was like an MTV VJ for one summer,
Right.
because her record label was like, "What do we do with
about. In
you?"
her pink sparkly
Yes.
tank top.
Yes, give her an MTV show
for spring break or
for
whatever.
spring break
yeah.
or summer of yeah. So, but her and Brian McFadden got it on, and then she also dated. I don't know if you guys remember DJ AM.
Yes.
And
Rest in peace.
he was he died of a drug overdose in 2009, and that was less than a year after the 2008 plane crash
Where
where
he survived.
him and Travis Barker,
Right.
Blink-182, were the only two that survived.
Right.
And Mandy Moore, even though they were broken up, she rushed to, I think it was South Carolina, which is really funny.
Okay, God.
Yeah. I think
Now
it
would
was-
be a good time to start the 6 degrees of ejaculation.
yeah. And she ran down to South Carolina to be by his bedside and help him heal, and I don't think he ever fully recovered.
How Khloe Kardashian of her.
Yeah, and he
So
ended
sad.
up dying of a drug overdose less than a year later. But yeah, super sad. But anything else you guys want to add about Miss Mandy Moore?
Do you know who
Amanda
popped
Lee?
Mandy's cherry?
No.
Wilmer Valderrama. He announced it, I think, on the Howard Stern
Well, that's
show.
rude.
That's gross.
I mean, they were young kids in Hollywood, though. They were trying to make something of themselves.
I mean, mine was
I'd be okay with getting my cherry popped by Wilmer Valderrama.
oh Lord,
mine was Dustin Pied in Texas. Hey, boo.
I am not airing this information. I don't kiss and tell. That's a lie.
Right.
Okay.
All right, so that was Miss Mandy Moore. The fourth runner-up in the pop princess catalog. If there was a Disney princesses, oh gosh, she'd be like a Pocahontas. She's like not up there with
The theme
They
is
did the tennis player too.
Well, and that's what I want to talk
Andy and Andy.
Yeah. So what I thought we would talk, because how we're going to end the show is with our Fuck, Marry, Kill is Mandy's exes. And the ones I didn't talk about are the ones we're going to kind of really go off. So the first one was Wilmer Valderrama, and she dated him from 2000 to 2002.
Okay.
And then she dated Andy Roddick, who was a tennis player, and she dated him from 2002 to 2004. And then these are all back to back. And then Zach Braff from 2004 to 2006.
Oh, so 2 years is her expiration date.
Yep. That's exactly it.
and how long's she been married now?
They just got married in November.
It'll be a year this November.
Yeah.
Yep, they got married in November.
I'm
18th.
setting a calendar event right now.
Yeah, I mean, she was with Ryan Adams for 7 years. That's how long that marriage lasted.
Yeah, but he was just telling her that she had to stay married.
Yeah, it was bad. It was not good. So we're gonna fuck, marry, kill, Zach, Andy, and Wilmer. Wilmer Valderrama got around.
Oh, Lindsay
still does, I
Lohan.
Lindsay Lohan, Demi Lovato.
Yeah.
But
6 degrees of ejaculation.
and apparently, if you want me, should I go first?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Apparently, I'm gonna be one of the ones they got around with because I'm fucking Wilmer Valderrama. That's who I'm having sex with. I'm killing Zach Braff. I don't get it.
Interesting. Okay.
And then I'm marrying Andy Roddick. Man, that tennis player, tall, 6'2". I had to look it up.
Of course.
And because I was looking up net worth, he $30 million.
And he's married to Brooklyn.
Brooklyn Decker.
Brooklyn Decker,
They've been
yeah.
married since 2009.
Okay.
And they have 2 kids. He was the only time he was the number 1 ranked tennis player in the entire world was in 2003. The year that he was dating Mandy.
Because Mandy was always in the
She
audience.
was always in the audience.
It's not like when Jessica Simpson went to visit Tony Romo at his games and everyone hated her.
There was literally like a petition and not have Jessica Simpson go to the
'Cause they
Cowboys
always lost.
games.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was real bad. But yeah, I'm fucking Wilmer. If you want to know net worth, he's worth $18 million today.
Well, I mean,
Which is a good-
He's
I mean-
on NCIS. He's had a little career since that 70s.
that
That 70
show
show is
money.
probably on Syndicate.
yeah.
And Zach Braff is worth $22 million. That Scrubs money paid off.
I'll just go
Regardless of-
next because mine is easy. I
Okay.
100% agree with you. I am
yeah.
fucking Wilmer. I am marrying Andy. And Zach Braff, who?
Yeah. Garden State, sorry.
Yeah, no.
I love Garden State.
I totally agree with you. That's just, that's how I would do.
Mine's a little different. I'm fucking Wilmer. Zach, I'm marrying because he's funny and I think he's a nice guy. I'm gonna kill Andy because he's into sports and that he would probably make
he knows
me.
how to hold a racket.
He would probably make me eat really well, and we all know like.
Oh, yeah,
to
they're both
eat
real
unhealthy.
skinny.
Oh, yeah. She's a supermodel.
She's on Frank and Gracie, right? Yeah, that's one of the daughters. That's Mallory.
Are you kidding
Wait,
me?
that's Brooklyn Decker?
Yeah, that's Brooklyn Decker.
My mind is blown.
Yeah, that's his wife.
I thought she was a model. I didn't know she was an actress.
She's, I mean, she is. She's not ugly.
I mean, yeah.
No, she's cute. Oh
Yeah,
my gosh.
that's his wife.
I think her sister's hilarious.
Oh my God,
I
there's
love
that
the
show.
sister on that
See,
show.
and
Save
she-
it for another day. Save it for another day.
All I'm
Yeah.
saying is she's a little thicker, and that's the way I
Brianna
want
is
to go.
hilarious.
June something. June Diane.
Something like that.
Yeah. But oh my gosh.
Well, I felt like I didn't have to do research, but I learned a lot this podcast.
Yeah. I thought she was married to Coyote.
Yeah, very
in real life.
very
yeah.
Canadian, South Carolina, more. Yeah.
Yes. Give me more. All right. Well, that was super easy. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning into the Gayest podcast ever. You can find us wherever you listen to podcasts, including Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Slacker, iHeartRadio. We're on all of them. If you'll also please rate, review, subscribe us, we'd really, really appreciate that. And if you can like and follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, that would be also really great. Thanks so much, guys.
Bye.
Bye.